Live storm watch coverage continues here at the Weather Network. Kasha Badurka with you here with a look at some of these watches and warnings that we have in place right now. We're already seeing the activity well over southern Ontario, northern and eastern Ontario. And if you look at this warning here, this freezing rain warning, it looks far more threatening. And I hate to put it this way than it appears, because we're not looking at Ice Storm 2014 happening, but a potential for 2 to 3 hours, at the very most 4 hours of freezing rain for some of these places. So we're talking about this evening around the Golden Horseshoe, and then your typical snowbelt regions, you are under a snowfall warning, so you're going to be picking up a good amount. We're talking about 20 centimeters at the very most on top of what you just got yesterday. I know, lots of snow. For you in Quebec and also eastern Ontario, you too have this freezing rain warning right up through to the mouth of the St. Lawrence. And then to the north, we have a winter storm warning. For you in Atlantic Canada, your main event is going to be tomorrow. And what a plethora of warnings we have here. We've got rainfall warnings for much of the province of Nova Scotia, then vast freezing rain warnings. And to the north, it's about the snow yet again. All right, so many people talking about this system already, my understanding. So with an eye on social media, Jacqueline, what are people saying now?
Thanks, Kasha. Well, this one caught my eye. This was out of Saskatchewan, and it's actually our Weather Network app. And they took a picture when you just, hit the two buttons on your smartphone to take a snapshot. Minus 34, feeling like minus 50. And I thought it was cute because this person, Owen Parker, said, yep, my Weather Network app concurs that it is cold outside. If you don't have to go outside today, he says don't. And he hashtagged that SK storm. So yeah, pretty cold temperatures. The people are braving this outside if they are, doing any outdoor activities. There's a wind chill of minus 53 in the last few hours through Weyburn, Saskatchewan. That was tweeted out by Chris Scott, our own chief meteorologist. And then now turning our attentions over to Ontario, Joanne Feather says the final remnants of OnStorm, the ice storm, cleaned up. Now for the city to pick up the other half of a tree that she lost. And, a lot of people are still just getting used to the idea of having power back and cleaning up all these trees that are down. And now another storm on the way. So here's a tweet from Jeff Taylor. All right, friends, he says, it's on the way. Cars ready. You ready? People, patience, Mother Nature, be nice. Well, Arda, I don't know if we really can ask Mother Nature to be nice. Sometimes she just takes matters into her own hands.
Right. Kasha, I'm going to make it my effort until my next segment to make Maggie warm.
You do that. Make Maggie warm, would ya? Thanks so much, Arda, for that. Maggie did look really cold. All right, so to add insult to injury, really, on top of all the snow that we will be getting with this system for you, in your typical snow belt area, we do have some snow squall watches in effect. So anyone marked in white, yeah, we have that in behind this system. In the meantime, it's also going to be quite gusty on top of that. Here's your system, though. Here's your warm front. A lot of us under the influence of that warm front. That's why we're going to be seeing that transition from snow to a mix to even rain. Stay with us for more Storm Watch coverage. Thank you for watching Canada's #1 source for complete and accurate weather. Kasha Badurka with you here. We have Mike Arsenault joining us in the field in just a few moments. But first, before we talk about the main event of the storm that has arrived already, I want to very quickly tell you across the west, temperatures are going to be relaxing yet by tomorrow a little bit for you in Alberta, in Saskatchewan. Still another day for you in Manitoba. I know we are dealing with minus 50 wind chills, just extremely intense. But first, we do have to talk about this storm. This will be impacting a lot of people as well. Through the overnight, a chance of some freezing rain right across eastern Ontario. And before the sun comes up, it's more about Quebec and the mouth of the St. Lawrence, where we do have a chance of some freezing rain. By your Monday, it's pushing into your neck of the woods in Atlantic Canada through the afternoon. The chance is quite vast right across the maritime provinces. But then south of Cape Breton, really, it's more of a rainfall story for you. To the radar, where we're seeing this storm already. Have a look. Really heavy rain through some places including Barrie, where we find our very own Mike Arsenault. He's been braving the elements for some time. Mike, what are you seeing now?
Thanks so much, Mike. And of course, that's why you want to have that emergency kit at the ready. Know on all those latest road conditions, Kasha. And unfortunately, this is just a preview of what's to come.
Yeah. Absolutely. And here it is on radar. Like I mentioned, we're also seeing the greens on radar and the reds. Green being your rain. And actually a lot of what you're seeing, if you are along the QEW, that's going to be transitioning to rain. But first, a chance of that freezing rain. And I'm talking about a few hours of that. As far as snowfall totals go, it looks like the city of Toronto, about 5 centimeters of snow. To the north, though, 5 to 10. And you name it, the further north you go, the more amount of snow you can expect to see. Stay with us for more. 2014 is coming in with a bang. We have got brutally cold temperatures across the west, and I want to first say hang in there. If you take a look at your long-range forecast during our locals every 10 minutes on the 10s, you'll see that it begins to let up as early as tomorrow for some places. But first we want to talk about this storm that has already made its way into southern and eastern Ontario. We do have vast snowfall warnings in effect from southwestern Ontario, and then just hugging along the Huron shores, the Bruce Peninsula, and then north of the Georgian Bay area. So cottage country, you're under a snowfall warning, and essentially you're picking up a good 20 centimeters of snow on top of what you just got. And then a freezing rain warning. Anyone marked in this fuchsia color, basically we're expecting a few hours of freezing rain. Right now, a lot of you are seeing the snow. That's going to be changing over to mixing or freezing rain and eventually changing to some rain. So that's just a transitionary period of time that we're looking at, but still it needs to be forewarned. And the same thing goes for you throughout Quebec and eastern Ontario to the north. It's a snowfall story just like it is in Ontario, and the same story goes for you in the Atlantic, where your main event is occurring throughout much of the day tomorrow, and a lot of you will actually be seeing that rain. Okay, so a lot of folks are talking about what's happening, and of course, you know, we've been pummeled with storm after storm, especially in the east. What are people saying now, Jacqueline?
Well, you know, I think the reaction here, Kasia, has been, oh no, after the ice storm, is this another round of that kind of storm? It's not. This type of storm is more what the GTA is used to seeing in much of southwestern Ontario. In fact, we have that surge of mild air, which often gives us, you know, mixed types of precipitation like you've been calling for, and that chance of freezing rain and ice pellets. So the freezing rain potential is quite low in terms of its duration and the amount of freezing rain that we're calling for, only about 2 millimeters of rain. What we are very confident in is the snowfall, and we're already seeing that widespread, right from Guelph up to Collingwood, up through cottage country. But keep in mind, this is the first round of snow. This is a big system when you start to factor in the snow squalls. Once we see this area of low pressure shift off to the northeast, we'll see our winds shift around northwesterly briefly and then switch to westerly. And once they do, that's when we get in some heavy bands of snow. So in addition to the 25 centimeters through the Grey Bruce Peninsula area, we could get up to possibly 60. And I'm going to have a chance to speak to Doug Gillum, meteorologist behind the scenes, later on in the show, and get the updated forecast on the squalls.
It was pretty funny. I think you'd get a laugh at that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everybody calls me Kasia still. The name's Kasia. All right, thanks so much, Arna. All right, we do have some snow squall watches in place, so your typical snowbelt area, as Jacqueline had alluded to, some places will be picking up huge amounts of snow, and this isn't behind the system, so it's more of a Tuesday, Wednesday story where the temperatures are going to be extremely frigid. So not only do you have reduced visibility, but really, really cold temperatures, so you do not want to break down on the side of the road. Where you're seeing this pink color here through your midnight, that's a chance of some freezing rain. This is actually north of the GTA. GTA already seeing some rain through the midnight hour, and it's just going to be persisting that way until the system moves out of the way. We're going to be seeing some flurries, and behind that, heavier amounts of snow to the north. Stay with us for continued storm watch coverage right here at the Weather Network. Remember those really cold temperatures about a week ago? If you live in Ontario, they're coming back. They are making a return on your Tuesday, and behind this system, first we have to get past all of this. So we have a lot of snow falling right across southern and northern parts of Ontario, eastern Ontario as well. In behind it, the rain, but a brief period of some freezing rain. That's expected for a lot of us as well. So we do have some freezing rain warnings to show you as well later on. The city of Toronto expecting 5 centimeters of snow for you just a little north, the northern tier of the GTA, pushing up through the Ottawa Valley, 5 to 10 centimeters, and further north, we're talking about copious amounts of snow, 10 to 20, possibly locally 40 centimeters of snow. Through midnight, though, have a look at this map. So anywhere you're seeing the pinks, that's where we could be seeing the mix of rain and snow, possibly even your freezing rain.